Hey guys, Brandon here, and today I'm just going to make a really quick video just running through some of the video settings for the DJI Mavic here. These are just kind of the things that right when you unbox your Mavic, these are just kind of the things you want to do immediately in your settings to get optimal video for color grading and just making sure that we're not on automatic only, because as I'll show you in a second here, automatic video, the automatic modes are pretty decent if you just want quick aerial shots, but to really optimize your Mavic and any DJI product, or any video for that matter, and pictures as well, but that'll be a different video. But you really need to use the manual settings and kind of know your way around it. So anyway, without further ado, right now we are on picture mode, so we need to make sure we're on video. So let's just go ahead and flip that over, and when we see this red button, then we're good. And so to go into the manual video settings, we're going to click these little things right here. And right now we are on auto, so what we're going to want to do is go over to manual, and immediately the image is going to get pretty dark because of the last setting I got it at. Just to explain some of the things right here, ISO 100. I keep it at 100 because this is pretty much fake lighting. If I move it up, obviously the image gets brighter, which looks like that's what we need. But what that is like really grainy light. It's just like pumping up shadows in post. So if I'm just going to do that, I'd rather do it in while I'm editing on Colorista, which is what I use for post color grading on Final Cut. But anyway, I like to keep that at 100 as much as possible. But obviously in conditions like this, if I were to fly indoors, it's kind of dark, so I would have to go up to maybe 2, maybe 400. Any more than 400, it's pretty bad and grainy. Your shutter speed. A good rule of thumb is to double your frame rate, which we'll get to the frame rate in just a second. But so if I'm shooting at 30 frames a second, I'm going to want 60. If you're shooting at 24, 50 is as close as you could get, and etc. So anyway, the thing with that is that makes the optimal time to fly the Mavic is around golden hour. When it's kind of dusk, you can double the frame rate and keep the ISO at 100. Other than that, it's too bright, so what you have to do is crank this up all the way here. I was flying yesterday and it was super bright, and I had to keep it at 1,000. So obviously 1,000 looks black right now because we're indoors, but anyway, we'll keep it at 60 right now just to double the frame rate. And so what I would do in this situation would just go up to like 400 on ISO here. But anyway, so talking about the frame rate though, that's it for this page. So yeah, like I said, rule of thumb, keep the shutter speed, double the frame rate. If you can't, you know, that's just kind of what happens when you can't control your aperture. But anyway, now we click on this little camera icon here. Then video size. This is the initial one here. So this is where you could select what your frame rate and your size is. So right now I am on 4K, but at 30 frames a second here. I like to shoot that. I had good luck with that so far. It gives me a little bit of leverage to crop in. Overall, just a really clean image. 2.7, 1080, all that good stuff. And if we were to click on 1080 here, now we have 24, 30, 48, 60, and 96 frames per second. Like I said, this one right here at 30 is my favorite so far. And then video format, obviously just want to keep that on movie or MP4. I mean, these are all just kind of up to you. But white balance. Surprisingly enough, the auto white balance is actually very smart. I never have it on manual white balance, but you can definitely go to custom and set it yourself. We'll just keep it right in the middle there. Actually, we'll just go back to auto. But yeah, you could do sunny, cloudy, whatever. So benefit with using manual white balance is if you're color grading your footage, it's all the same. But yeah, like I said, had good luck with auto white balance. Now, this is very important, the style. People complain that the Mavic is just too sharp out of the box, and I would agree with them. So here we have sharpness, contrast, and saturation. So the first thing you want to do when you get your drone is start dialing these things down. My sharpness, I have it at -2. I've seen other people do -3. That's just a little too you know, soft for me. You could always add sharpness, which is why I have it at -2, but it also kind of depends on your image. I've had other shots where I thought -2 was perfect, and then sometimes it looked too soft, sometimes it looked a little sharp. It just depends on the shot, but overall for me anyway, -2 seems to work. Contrast, also -2. You could always add these things back in post. And then saturation, you could actually do away with just 0, but I put it on -1 just to balance it out a little bit. But anyway, I could do 0 on that and still be fine. But that's just what I use. There's a couple preset ones here as well, but you know, I would suggest doing custom and messing around with it for your specific purpose. Color here, very important also. I like to use D-Cine-like. This is a fairly flat image, which makes color grading possible and a little easier, but it's not so flat to where it's really difficult to bring back colors. I've seen incredibly flat images, but you have to be a very good colorist to bring that back. D-Cine-like is flat enough, and I could always bring it back, especially with my -1 and -2, -2 on my style here. But anyway, D Cinelike is my luck. I've heard art and all that good stuff. Also good. D-Log is quite flat, but a little too flat for me. So D Cinelike, that's what I like to run with. And then this last one here, that's just all personal settings. If you want like you know, certain warnings for like overexposed and grid and all kinds of stuff. That's just all personal preference, not really about getting the shot type or the style or anything like that. But anyway, that just kind of a quick run through on the manual settings there. And so that's what I use. Again, it's too dark right now just because of indoor lighting. But that's pretty much all the rules of thumb and everything like that. Took you guys in the air on manual mode. That way it's a little bit easier to get a professional look, like some of the examples in this video. But anyway, I hope this was somewhat helpful. I'd like to make another one about the pictures in the manual picture mode. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.